Can you close the deal? Whether you're talking to a new woman in person or online, you need to get her phone number if you want to get her out on a real date. And just like in sales, you might have the greatest conversation, but that pivotal moment can make all the difference. That's why there's so many sales books dedicated to that final crucial moment, and you need to do the same here and learn how to navigate inviting a woman out as smoothly and efficiently as possible. I'm Nick Notas, and today I'm going to show you not only how to increase your odds of getting a woman's number, but getting a number that actually turns into a real date. And number one is to take the shot even if you think it's pointless. I know this isn't a specific tactic on getting a number, but it all starts with the right foundation. I understand this might seem obvious, but I can't tell you how many times I have conversations almost every week with guys that shot themselves in the foot and talked themselves out of opportunities. They make up all sorts of excuses for why they didn't go for the number, like, we didn't talk very long, or the music was too loud, or she was with her friends, or she was on her way out. We didn't have a deep enough conversation. I wasn't funny enough. She didn't seem all that interested. Or any other host of reasons. And the truth is, reality is what you make of it. If a woman's interested in you, it doesn't matter if there's all sorts of chaos going around, she'll still often give you her number. Basically, if you don't even try, there's almost no chance that anything's going to come from this because most women aren't going to be the first ones to make a move. In reality, you're probably just trying to protect your ego, but that doesn't really serve you because you're leaving opportunities on the table. So I want you to make a simple rule that if you've talked to a woman for even 1 or 2 minutes and you'd like to see her again in your life, you have to try to get her number. The worst that'll happen is you're in the same position you are already in, and the best case scenario is that you start creating an abundance of dates with women you're attracted to. Number 2 is to not wait for the very end of the conversation before you invite her out. So many guys don't pull the trigger until the very last second. And it's like they're telling themselves that they need to somehow obscure or hide what they're doing. When again, if a woman's enjoying a conversation with you, then she probably wants to see you again. And in fact, waiting till the very end where everything's kind of on a downtrend and conversation's wrapping up can actually put a lot more pressure on the situation. Where the woman's like, okay, is this gonna go anywhere? What's happening? Oh, he's asking. And now there's this big kind of build up and it just makes things much more tense than they need to be. And in fact, I think if you do it a little bit earlier, it's a lot more spontaneous and fun and in the moment, and it improves your chance of getting a yes. So when do you do it? That's my point number 3, which is to invite her out on an emotional high point. So let's say you're having a conversation and things are going well. And naturally, sometimes when you start a convo, it'll be like you two are feeling each other out, right? It'll be like asking some generic questions, moving through small talk. And then if the conversation ends up going a little well, there'll be a point where you two start hitting your stride together, where you're naturally opening up more, you guys are kind of riffing, maybe even start to laugh and kind of relax around each other. And this is a great time to start thinking about moving things forward because if she's feeling good and she's expressing joy or excitement or laughter or playfulness, and then you say, hey, this is awesome, we should totally do this again, she's feeling all these great emotions and that inspires her to take that next step. Because when you take that shot in that moment, she goes, oh my God, I'm having so much fun with this guy and this has been great. Why wouldn't I want to continue? So you're using that emotional state to your advantage rather than waiting for conversation to be kind of on a downturn and fizzling out where most likely she's at a much lower emotional state. And then she has to logically decide yeah, that was cool. Am I feeling it? Do I want to? Does this feel right and exciting for me? And you're a lot less likely to get an enthusiastic yes. So if you're seeing her light up and excitedly tell you something, or she's speaking more passionately, or she's laughing a lot at your jokes, or she's being playful with you, that's a great opportunity to at least suggest doing something together and see if she wants to continue. And again, this applies for online as well, where if a woman's sending you emojis and gifs and being silly back and typing more casually and just loosely like she would with a friend, and you want to capture the spirit of that moment and bridge it into the real world. Now, number 4 is to propose an idea that you feel excited about. Most women have been asked 1,000,000 times, can I get your number? And that's not very exciting to just think about trading numbers with a stranger. You've got to think of it from a marketing perspective, right? You're not trying to sell a phone number, you're trying to sell an experience. You're trying to paint a picture of what an awesome adventure could look like with this cool new guy. And so that starts with already understanding what you love to do, or maybe what you'd love to check out with a new person. Yeah, of course it can be dinner and drinks and coffee, it's fine, but I think sometimes just putting in a little bit more effort to do something unique can make all the difference in getting a yes and also creating a memorable experience down the road. I've gone on hiking dates, to music shows, to ice cream tastings, to a wine tasting, to a rooftop startup party, to an arts and crafts festival, to seeing the ice sculptures in the park, to sitting on the beach together, to walking through a botanical garden and taking photos. And these are all existing hobbies or passions I do, or things that I really want to try. If you approach going for the number like this, that's where a woman can go like, I'm having this great time with this guy, and now he suggested something that seems really fun that I want to try, or that I maybe already also love doing, and it's so much easier to say yes to an experience rather than a number. And then that helps build anticipation for the date where she can go home and like tell her friends or even think about it herself like, oh my god, I met this guy and we're actually going to go out next Friday and go see this cool little indie music show. And it's so much more concrete and real in her head than some amorphous number and getting together at some time. So don't just focus on the number and then try to propose a date later. Think of an awesome idea right now, and then the number just becomes an afterthought and a way to make that happen. And number 5 is to invite her out by making a statement rather than asking a question. So a lot of guys, when they're talking to a woman, they think about asking for a number, and they literally say things like, hey, would you want to grab a drink sometime? Do you want to meet up again? Do you want to go for a hike? And while that can work and it's fine, and sometimes it'll get a yes, it also again puts a lot of pressure on her and makes her question like, is this guy really that excited about it? Is it a good idea? Should I? Do I have the availability? While instead, if you make a statement that feels confident and sure of yourself, then it's going to help her say yes. Great leaders share their own vision and people want to follow them. They don't just beg for people to join them and hope that works out. So I want you to think of the words I, let's, and we, because if you start your sentence with that, you're probably going to be in the right direction. So let's say I want to take a woman out to the new 3D Van Gogh exhibit. I would say something like, hey, Thursday night, I'm going to go check out that new Van Gogh exhibit. You should come with. Or, hey, let's go check out that new Van Gogh exhibit on Thursday. I heard it's amazing. All of those are much stronger than saying, hey, would you want to go out to the Van Gogh exhibit with me sometime? Now, of course, when you make that proposal, if you say, hey, I want to go check out that exhibit, it's fine to ask for the logistics and when she's available. So you can say, let's go check out X. Are you free Thursday? Because you're not actually asking for permission. You're stating what you want to do and just seeing when she's available. And then most of all, once you make that statement, shut up. Say it confidently, I want to do this with you, come join me on Thursday, and then let her talk. It's a basic sales technique that when you deliver your final call to action, you want it to be strong and you want to show that you're secure in what you're saying. And that's going to help her feel the strength of the statement and is much more likely to get a yes. And then you just pull out your phone and you're like, cool, put your number in, we'll make plans. I generally have her put her number in and then I'll either text her then and there or I'll call it so that I know she has it. And again, the number just becomes a natural exchange for you guys making plans and meeting up to do this awesome adventure. And number 6 is to challenge her hesitance if you get it. Now, sometimes you might be having a great conversation with a woman and you think all is going well, and then when you make that suggestion, she seems a little taken back or a little hesitant. And that's normal. It doesn't always mean that she's not interested. Contrary to what some people might say, people act differently than what they actually want at times because of anxiety, because it's a lot to take in. They start wondering like, oh, I just met this person. Is it worth it? And people back out of things all the time that deep down they maybe want to go to. I mean, this is why we have so much ghosting and people flaking on their friends' plans and people not committing to anything. It's just kind of a new thing in our generation. And so sometimes she might be a little nervous and need some reassurance to make a decision. So many men just ask a woman out, and if she's a little hesitant or whatever, they start backing away and saying, hey, no problem at all, if you don't want to, if you're too busy, and basically talk themselves out of it. And that's the problem. If she's already nervous, right, we kind of have that fight or flight response, and it's easy to just take the safe path out and run, especially if you're kind of nudging her in that direction. And so many times I have seen this work for myself, for other people, where, you guys are deciding if you want to meet up and you make a little playful joke or you show that you're really excited about it. And that's the catalyst for her taking a leap of faith with a new man. For example, I met with a woman one time where we were in a bar and we were talking for just a few minutes and I actually had to meet up with somebody else. And so I suggested she hang out and she was like, I don't know, we don't really know each other and maybe we'll just see each other around again? And I said something like, listen, this is a city of 1 million people. There's almost no chance in hell I'm just gonna randomly bump into you again. And I was like, give me your number. I promise I'm only gonna message you like 300 times tonight. And she was like, what? I'm like, okay, 200. And what that showed her is it's not that big of a deal. I'm pretty lighthearted and I feel like we can have a good time together. And she said yes, and guess what? I dated that woman for many months. And so on the surface, you'd be like, there's no way she's interested. But just that little bit of extra courage makes all the difference. So I've seen guys say something like, are you really going to say no to these puppy dog eyes? Or, I think life is all about taking chances and being spontaneous. Let's do it. Or, no big deal, I'll just end up crying in my pillow the whole night. You're never going to regret saying yes to something. At the very least, we'll have a cool story from it. What, are you afraid I'm going to whoop you in Mario Kart or something? Don't worry, you don't even have to get dressed up. Just dress down and chill. I'm cool with that. I like the grungy look. It just has to be one sentence that shows you feel good about this idea, or you're just not taking it too seriously, to kind of ease that tension and help her move through her anxiety and feel excited instead. And last, number 7 is to not walk away so quickly after you go for the number. This is something that drives me crazy, is where guys will just go for the number and then already they're like on their way out, almost like their body language is turning away, like they feel defeated and they kind of rush through it. And what are you showing that woman in that moment? That you just wanted to get her number and leave? Like that's all she was worth? Or you're just leaving a terrible last impression of her where she was like, great, I had such a good convo with this guy, we're gonna do this idea, and then it kind of ended awkwardly. And if that's the last memory in her head, then it's often gonna talk her out of taking those next steps. So what I want you to do is you make that statement about an experience. She says, yeah, that sounds great. And you say, cool, let's trade numbers. You pull out your phone, you trade, and then you just keep talking even for 30 seconds or a minute more. You continue with what you guys were already speaking about, or you're like, hey, so what else are your plans for the weekend? And you just stand there facing her and showing her that you're not only there to get her number, but you're actually there to connect with her. And that way things will feel like they ended naturally and on a positive note, and she'll carry that energy through all the way to the date. So follow these tips and make her an offer she can't refuse. No, not in like a weird threatening way. Like she's gonna be so excited that she wants to hang out with you. Let's watch some of our future videos together. Just give us a subscribe and a like and we'll make it happen.